So this week, I want to ask a question to start off with. How much time did you take this week to spend being happy? Hello, and welcome. My name is Pawnee. I am your host for this Yes, You Are Brave podcast. And today, we are talking brave in the sense of being brave enough to be happy and to take the time to just be happy. Okay, so the month of April, all month we have been talking about joy. And we've been talking about connection and how to find the joy and the connection in our lives, how to add more of that into our lives. And it has been some really fun conversations. But this last week of April, last thing that I want to say about this is I want to encourage you to take the time to be happy. I think that we spend lots of time in lots of different feelings, and we don't always spend the time that we need to in those happy moments. And I know that not every single moment of our life is going to be happy, is going to be exciting, is going to be filled with joy. But I think there are enough of them that if we are paying attention, we can have a really fantastic life. We can. It doesn't all have to be difficult. It doesn't all have to be terrible. It doesn't all have to be hard. Not to say that it's not going to be difficult and terrible and hard, but we don't need to go looking for those things. I want to challenge you to invite the joy into your life and allow it to stay. Make room for it to stay around a little bit. Because I don't know if you're anything like me, sometimes just always looking to the next thing. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I struggle at times to be in the moment, to be present, to be doing, to allow my mind to be where my body is and to let them be doing the same thing, having the same experience. And I think that though, as I've learned more about that, and my husband has been teaching me that a lot. He's very good at being in the moment. We can have joy. We can be happy. And we can hold those moments. We can really be in those moments. If we're not always looking to the next thing, if we're not just like ticking things off of a list, if we're not so rushed to get to the next thing, if we just take a few minutes and we let that happy, that joy just soak it in and let it absorb into our souls, then we can have what we need for when things do get difficult and they do get hard. I have said this a lot and I will continue to say this, but we find what we look for, right? Whatever we're looking for, if we're looking for the hard, if we're looking for the pain, if we're looking for the struggle, if we're looking for the difficult, that's what we're going to find. Doesn't matter who you are. Whatever you look for, you find. But if you're looking for the joy, if you're looking for the peace, if you're looking for the happy, if you're looking for the good things, that's what you're going to find. So take time to look for those things. Decide what you want more of in your life and start looking for those things, because then you'll start finding them. Your brain is amazing and it will look for whatever evidence of whatever story you tell it. If you tell it life is good, it will look for evidence that life is good. If you tell it life is crap, it will look for evidence that life is crap. And that is something that I have learned over and over again, is like I find what I look for. Also, the thing that I wanted to, kind of the other side of this, is like take some time to actually sit with your happy. Now, I know I've said this in the past, and this is something that has really helped me in other areas of my life. But I've talked about making an appointment with your anger and taking time to be angry and feel those feelings. And I'm a big proponent of that. I really think that you need to take time and feel the feelings instead of just shoving them under a rug, which is what I've done a lot of my life. But I feel like we need to do that in equal portions too. Yes, I have learned to take time to be angry and to let my anger out and run its course and not just shove it under a rug. And it has been huge and amazing and life-saving, life-changing, um, giving it a place and a time to go. But I think equally important, maybe even more importantly, is that we give our we give our joy time to grow, to be there, to really feel it in the moment. Take time for the good as well as the bad, because there's going to be plenty of bad. We all know that. We know that we don't really need to look for the next bad thing that's coming because it'll show up whether we want it to or not. But stop and be happy and just let yourself be happy. Be where you are and be happy when it comes up. Let yourself be happy. Had an experience this weekend where it was the culmination of a lot of good things. We'd gone through a lot of hard things to get to this really amazing, wonderful, good thing. And I was talking to this woman about it, and she said, hopefully this will be the hardest thing you've gone through up to this point. And she says, the thing that I've learned is that you don't just say, don't ask what's next. Like, what's the big next horrible thing that we're going to have to deal with next? What's next? What's the next trial? What's the next this? She said, just feel this moment. Just be in this moment. Let yourself be happy and let it last as long as it will last. And I love that. So let the peace last as long as possible, because there's no shortage of struggle. There's no shortage of pain and all those negative things. There's no shortage of those. And there doesn't need to be a shortage of happy either. That's really all that I have this week. Is I just want you to take some time to be happy. Wherever the happy comes, however it comes, in whatever form, take the time, let yourself be happy. Give the good things in your life equal time and equal attention. Actually, I would say give it more attention and more time than you give the things that you're struggling with. And then that is going to be a way that you can have more joy and more peace and more happiness in your life. I promise. I know that, like, this last weekend, I had a really fantastic weekend. Not gonna lie, it was on the tail of a couple of really, really hard weeks. But it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And there was this temptation to just be like, okay, what's next? What's next? But as I took the time to just sit with people that I hadn't seen in some of them years, hadn't seen in years, hadn't talked to in a long time, people that had traveled great distances to be there for me, who were just there to love and support me and share in this wonderful happy. So I took time to, hug each person and let them love me. It was amazing. Because here's the thing, happy just grows, and happy doesn't diminish when you give it away or when you share it. It just grows and gets bigger and stronger, and that is beautiful. And we all need that strength that comes from being happy and at peace and really connecting to that joy. So this next week, I would challenge you to just let your happy grow. Take the time to sit in the happy and be happy. And it doesn't matter what the happy is from. It doesn't matter if it's from something big or from something really small. Let yourself be happy. And whatever makes you happy, let it make you happy. And be happy. And get used to what happy and what joy feels like. Because sometimes I think that we do forget that, and we're not sure we can handle the happy. We can handle all the crap because we've been doing that for a long time, but we also need to practice handling the happy and handling the joy, handling the good. You can and you will be able to, and you deserve to do that, to have the happy and to be able to learn how to handle the happy and to feel the happy. You're wonderful. You're amazing. And my dear, you are so worth the effort of learning to be happy and sitting in that and letting it grow and letting it be big. You're amazing. You're wonderful. I hope you have a fantastical day and that you sit in your happy today. Have a great day.